Welcome to another episode of the Hot Seat. As you can see, we already knee deep into this thing.
But you know who in America didn't think that goofy shit?
Marcus. Okay, I'm gonna go on my tangent.
So here's my issue with Draymond Green, though, amongst other things. I don't think he has the right to make that statement. I'm not gonna say it.
If y'all had to guess it.
I don't hate him, but I don't like him a lot.
That's the hot seat right there.
I don't know. I was trying to. Can we cut that and come back?
No. We keeping that shit. Okay, so that's the one I'm using.
5.1. You can't just pick the one that's high.
Yes, I can. They're both my brackets.
Yeah, he's 5th out of 4.
Well.
What up? This is the best sports analyst not on ESPN. You know what? My bad. That nigga is not here with us today. We're going to do something a little different, man. What happened? What's going on? It's Sunday. It's playoff Sunday. And everybody's well and good, as you can see. Our brother Twan is a little under the weather, but the guys are still here. The show must go on. All right? We got a great show for y'all. What up, fellas? What's going on?
What's up?
What's happening, Polo? What's up, F?
Yo, what's happening?
Drew, I'm going to just go ahead and go into this early before we get into the meat of what we're going on today. How we looking on bets, brother? What's going on? Let's get it out the way early, man. Let's get it out the way early.
I'm going to say fuck sports.
Already?
Oh, dang it.
I just, because... I lost in an all green goblin.
Oh no, that's the worst.
Because it's already, but you know who messed me up?
What?
Jaren Jackson.
Oh man, first of all, you was wrong for even picking Jaren Jackson, man.
But it was 4 rebounds.
Hey man, he don't rebound. That's one of the things they've been
That
screaming
nigga's
about him not doing this
tall. You're right. That nigga's 7 feet tall. I don't understand.
And
at some point, that shit was just fall in your hand, right? That nigga killed my whole bet. So to answer your question, I'm still here losing.
Oh, okay, all right.
I'm sick of this big man.
You know, I still believe in you, brother. I'm working on a heater right now. You know what I mean? Shout out to Prize Picks. We're gonna see. As long as Jaylen Brown get 20 points.
I think you're good on that.
I think I'll bring home a little cash, man. But we are going to have deep conversations about this NFL draft. We're gonna talk about Shadeur Sanders. And we're going to talk about the Raiders, whether Harold want to talk about them or not, because it was an impressive draft. I know he wants to talk about it. You know what I mean? So you don't get to play humble today. So let's start talking about the NFL draft, man. The 2025 draft went on from Thursday to Saturday. 3 rounds. I don't know how many picks. It's an ass of them. Or 7 rounds, I'm sorry. But Harold, we're going to get you to chime in and your thoughts on the draft in general. And how did you feel about the Raiders? What did the GM do that you liked?
All right. So, in general, I feel that it was a, it didn't let me down. I know I was on here talking about, man, I was doing a countdown. I was 2 weeks out, 3 weeks out. And it didn't, it gave me what I was looking for as far as every year you have some drama. You have emotions, a range of emotion, people getting picked, people, changing their lives, basically their lives and starting new chapters. I feel that up to the draft, the fact that nobody was making a trade on picks, and then right off the bat, 2 picks in, second pick, we already have a blockbuster trade going on. That's what, the whole, when I say, hey man, there's no off season for me. I follow all the stories. I follow the combine, the draft, all of this. So that's like icing on the cake as far as coming to the draft. And then we hit what, about 2 months in the summer where it's like, oh man, I'm struggling right now. And then we get back into training camp. So in general, in general, I thought it was good. I thought one of the dopest things about the draft. I don't know if you guys saw it yesterday. Well, whenever you're watching this, but
Mm.
on Saturday, the guy that got picked on Saturday that was still at the
The
at
green
the
room.
in the green room,
He went to Green Bay,
and he
right?
went to Green Bay, and he was able to come out, and Roger Goodell was still there, and they took,
Mm.
they still had him come out on the stage. He walked through the crowd. The crowd was like showing him love. So just moments like that, storylines like that, that was good for me. I hung in there until the start of the seventh round. I know it's weird, but I hung in there for 6 rounds of the seven, and
Mm.
I was impressed. Raiders, we address our needs.
Mm.
We went with needs. Like everybody we got was really a need for us. We went running back, we went receiver, we went two back to back linemen,
Mm.
and then we went with cornerback, and then we ended with two quarterbacks, which one of those quarterbacks is was drafted to be a receiver, and then the other quarterback, the last pick, was the quarterback out of Cam Miller out of North North Dakota State. So he's off back to back, or he's won two FCS championships with North Dakota State. So quality pickup. So
Mm.
I'm excited. I wasn't It's been years where I've been like, the draft. I hate the draft. We don't draft well. But I feel like Spytek and Pete Carroll, they stuck to the plan and they went and filled pieces. So I'm good.
I, I agree. I agree. And I thought bringing Pete Carroll is, I made jokes about him being old and all this crap, but
No, he's old. That nigga old.
one thing he does, one thing he does do,
Oh,
you're absolutely right, Drew. One thing he does do well is draft players. Like he's one of the
Yep.
best evaluators, I think, of talent that we've seen in the NFL. If it ain't him, it's his team. And I was very interested to think because I know, I know you very well. You hard on the Raiders, you tough on them, you
Hmm.
analyze everything about them. So I was very interested to see how how you felt about their draft. Now, Drew, we're gonna go with America's least favorite team, the Patriots, and see how you felt about it. I actually have a comment about it, but I'm gonna let you, say how you feel about the Patriots and the draft that overall.
the draft overall. I only watched honestly the first maybe 2.5 rounds. Pats. I'm looking at because I didn't see everything, but they got 11 players. I like getting Will Campbell.
Yeah, I thought that
That
was a
Yeah.
was
big
that
that was a big
that
good
was a big
pickup.
move.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that
That
was a
was a
big
big
move.
move.
Yeah, that was
Looking
big.
at some of the other
Y'all did y'all take him
pickups.
first, Drew? It was our
Yeah.
first
Yeah.
round pick? Yeah.
Hmm.
Yep.
Yeah.
We got a back
But you
receiver,
gotta protect Drake May.
Exactly.
Yep. So that was big.
and I like Drake May. I like him starting now because I don't know what the hell we were doing before. The boy should have been playing. I don't understand, but he showed some life. So I think we're gonna have a decent season.
Okay. All
We
right.
picked up a
Yeah,
running back. I don't know what they're gonna do with that.
Did y'all pick up a running back?
they
We
did.
did.
Nah, one that I wanted in Minnesota.
Well, too bad, nigga.
Mm.
Um, Defensive tackle. They picked up some good players, man. Like you can tell
Yeah, I
they
thought y'all
definitely
drafted well,
in a
bro. Honestly,
rebuild.
like
Yeah,
I thought y'all
they
drafted
definitely in
really
a
well.
rebuild. I agree. So we got to
Yeah,
do something, brother. We've been bad for a long time. Well, not a long time, but we've been bad enough since Brady left. So
I
I
think
like
y'all
the
will be better
rebuild.
than the Jets in that division.
How could we not?
Yeah, I'm just saying. Like I'm not sure if you're gonna be better than Miami. I think that depends on whether two
Nah,
is active or not.
Yeah.
But and Buffalo, I mean, unless something change, yeah, no, y'all not better than them just yet. But I do think y'all gonna be a lot more competitive this year, honestly.
I agree.
And
I
y'all had
agree.
a lot of fucking picks. I was like, damn,
11,
Yeah.
11. So
Hmm.
yeah, that was a lot of
yeah,
picks, man. That was a lot of picks.
but I
Well, good
mean,
job. We'll
we
talk
sold our
about the
soul for
winning
those.
team now, the Minnesota Vikings. First of all, let me get on record and say Kevin McConnell Our GM named the black dude. He's African. That's the best I can do for you, brother. I don't know how to pronounce your name, but I've been very impressed with you since we got you.
Yeah.
We did exactly what you're supposed to do, and we backloaded positions. Pause.
Mm-hmm.
We signed 2 all-pro offensive linemen in the offseason and free agency. Then you
Mm-hmm.
go out and with your first pick at number 24 and get the kid from Ohio State, the athletic left guard. Clearly, we have emphasis on protecting J.J. McCarthy. I
Right.
appreciate that because Sam Darnold was out there running for his damn life last year.
That it
You got
was.
against a good defensive front.
Mm.
Um, did well as far as getting the receiver I like out of Maryland. I think he ran like a 4.375. You put that
Crazy.
kid in the slot out there with Justin Jefferson and Addison. I love the weapons. Resign what's my man name with the receiving hairline? Jones, the running back.
That was
Aaron
that was a
Jones, that's
description.
him.
He
That was a
didn't.
description.
Hey, he
Yeah,
didn't
yeah, man, that
say
shit is terrible, man. He
33.
need to
He
cut that
didn't
shit
say
off. But I rock
33.
with him though.
He didn't say with the locks. He went to the
Yeah.
Yeah.
front of the hair. He
Because
didn't go to
he
the
was on
back.
a Minnesota, he was on a Minnesota show one time, and I caught it on Instagram. When we first signed him, he had like one of them big sombreros on, and he took that shit off, and I was like, "What the fuck? Cut that motherfucking shit off,
And they can say the headline was in the hat.
bruh."
Yeah, he left it
Straight
in there.
LeBron, dog. I was like, come on, man, no, no." But I was really happy with what we did in the draft. I thought we did kind of what the Raiders did. We filled needs. I thought we got better on defense. Got some top-notch players. I wanted the kid from Arizona State though, Scatterbull. He went to the Giants. I
Yeah.
wanted
Giants.
him,
Yeah,
and I
yeah.
wanted Trayvon Henderson. The Patriots. That was a good pickup by the Patriots. That kid can go,
Mm-hmm.
man. Like he can
Mm-hmm.
block, he can catch, he can run.
Mm-hmm.
He's a home run hitter if he gets outside the,
That's it.
if he gets past that second. I mean that lineman, he he can take it to the house. It's a house
They just
call,
gotta
bro.
they just gotta play him. That's all.
Yeah, they just got
Yeah.
to play him. They just got to play him, man. But we also had some other draft news going on. Shadeur Sanders didn't get drafted to the 5th round, and we all have our thoughts about this. Um, I'm gonna go last.
Hey, he took my answer. I was like, I'm gonna go
Yeah.
last.
Yeah.
Oh, well, you want to go ahead last, Harry? I'll
Yeah,
go
you
first. I
go.
can keep mine short. Or Drew,
I
you want to go
I'm about to
first?
say mine is kind of short. You go
it
first,
don't
Drew.
matter.
You lead us off.
Yeah, Drew, lead us
So
off.
I was on the fence about it initially because I go back to the Deion interviews, right? Like the Tamara Hall show. The
Mm-hmm.
my son's not gonna play on certain teams, and I'll make sure he don't play on this team or that team. And then she was like, why? And he was like, I know how it is. I played, and I know how organizations are. And she was like, so what if he wants to play? And he was like, my son, basically saying he was gonna dictate where his son went. And it's like, how?
Mm,
I get you can suggest certain things, but it's like but he's in the draft now. Like you can't make a team draft your son, and they proved that. And so I hate the fact that his son had to bear the brunt of his father's words because it's like obviously that was intent based to make Dion look a certain way. To me, not so
mm-hmm.
much Shador.
Yeah.
Like that was in Dion's face. That was nothing about Shador. Again, he went 5th round. How many quarterbacks went before him? 5.
Oh man, it was some bad ones,
So
bro.
so it's like obviously it wasn't about talent. And even the conversation, people were saying that he had a bad interview. Even if he had a bad interview, you have tape on him. Like you've seen what this boy can do,
Mm-hmm.
young man. So it's
Mm-hmm.
like, forget the interview. That was personal.
Yeah.
And it was like, and to think about it, you had to have almost every GM in on that conversation because there was no guarantee that, okay, if this team or that team didn't take him, that the next team wouldn't. You
Mm,
had to have all these GMs just talking amongst themselves, say, don't take him, don't take him. We're going to show them.
mm,
That I don't like. The
yeah.
fact that they have that much power. So sometimes your
Interesting.
words are bite your ass, though.
Interesting point. I can't disagree with nothing
So,
Drew said. What you think, Harold?
so I see I can see Drew's point because that at the beginning a lot of things have rubbed me wrong as far Paul as far as the with when we talked about the combine and I'm like
Right,
like bro like how many millions of little boys want to one day experience the combine or have dreams of playing and you're just kind of taking it for granted like yeah I'm still a star I'm the star I'm here but
right.
My thing that kind of, and what I say with Drew, and even with feeling that is his dad or whoever, and I take nothing away from it. I mean, I get the fact that how Dion operates and how he wants the best for it. In his eyes, it's all about perception. So in his eyes,
Well,
I'm doing what's right for my child.
yeah.
I'm not. It's not a malicious thing where I'm trying to do him harm. So you got
Mm-hmm.
to take it for what it is that he's trying to do the right thing for his child. So I get that. The army recruiters coming when it know how they come when it's time to graduate, all this and that. They're trying to recruit. And my mom basically was Deion Sanders. She was like, my son isn't going into the military, like straight up cussing them out over the phone. Now keep in mind, my dad was a first sergeant military, two
Mm,
terms in Vietnam, all this and that. So as far as in my mind, my mom is like, you're not, and love her to death. You know, been gone for a while, but still love her. And guess
mm,
what? Always will. But it was the parents stepping in saying, you're not going to the military. He's not
Right.
going into the military when who says that's not what I wanted looking at my father,
Right.
that's what he did. So
mm,
I see that side of it. That's why, like you mentioned, as far as with the Shadeur side, he's not going to really go against what
Right.
his dad is doing, or he isn't responsible for what his dad did. My biggest thing with it is kind of back to how we talked about the draft and how we took people we needed. The Minnesota Vikings took people they needed. New England took people, and in all three cases, we have established quarterbacks. So us bringing in a quarterback just to draft him because he's Shador Sanders, that doesn't, why are we doing that to our locker room?
mm.
So because I don't want to do that to my locker room and I don't need a quarterback because we just went and paid Gino and because y'all have JJ and because y'all have Drake May. I think my biggest thing from this weekend is the fact of, even with comments and people making, what irks me about it is everybody saying the NFL. You can't put that on every team. Every
Mm.
team
Yeah.
that needed every team doesn't need a quarterback. Every team doesn't need a running back.
Mm-hmm.
So you can't sum it all up in one saying the NFL did this to him. Yeah, there are teams that we said, okay, Cleveland, which I don't know how they got 20 picks. They had picks for
Bruh.
days, and they got like 20
Bruh.
picks, and then at the end of the day, they drafted them. So Cleveland needed a quarterback. You talking about the Saints? We thought that he was going to come in and it was going to be him and Carr, which they're going to go with Shador. They're going to get Carr out of there. So it was, and then Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh got DK Metcalf. We still don't know who's going to throw him the ball. So
Right.
Shit, me.
so it might be you, Drew.
Well, no,
So
they did draft Will Howard though from Ohio State. They drafted
yeah,
him super late.
which
But
yeah, which
Like I
was a
said,
steal.
me.
Which was a
Me.
steal. But
Yeah.
Drew's
but
terrible, man.
but
But
my thing is really just the fact that the owners, they blame the NFL as a whole, but the owners can't even come together as a whole and ban the tush push. So
Mm,
how can they come together and all 32 owners say, okay, you know what? Nobody draft them, and they all agree on it. So that's just my whole thing. My whole takeaway was, yeah, I can see all the sides, but it was just the fact that I think at the end of the day too, like the NFL are putting it under the whole NFL. Everybody didn't need a quarterback, so you can't say nobody drafted him.
well, it sounds like you and Drew disagree on that point, respectfully.
Hmm.
And you know what? I can see both sides of it. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like until I actually heard that just now, I was really on Drew's side because I did feel collusion. You know,
Hmm.
like
quick. quick
Oh my
caveat.
bad. Go ahead, Drew. Go ahead.
Oh, not to cut you, Marcus.
No,
And
you're
Harold,
fine.
I agree with you. No, and that's a valid point. The only thing I would say is I could see maybe rounds 1 through 3, right?
Mm,
Fourth round, even if you don't need a quarterback, that's leverage. Like
yeah,
if Shadeur Sanders, you take that player, even if you don't need him, you trade him.
yeah, yeah.
Fourth, fifth round. So no, I agree with you. Like I don't think every team was involved. I think there were enough teams involved to where it says, you know what, let's teach them a lesson. And
Yeah,
again,
and
not all
I don't think
32.
it's more
No.
of a disagreement as far as how you and Harold think. I
Yeah,
think
yeah,
Harold just making a point of what you saying too, and I agree.
Mhm.
yeah,
I don't think it was every NFL team, but
Mhm.
I
100%.
do think, I truly believe that it was some teams out there, bro, talking because of like Drew stated what
Mhm.
Deion was doing. Now, my only issue with Deion doing that, and I think let's address the elephant in the room. Everybody thought this was a racial type thing. You know, it was the good old boy system. The brothers coming in here brash. He's coming in here arrogant,
Right.
and we gonna show him that you don't run this league. Do I believe that? Some of it, yeah, I do. I do believe that. Am I also on Drew's side in regards to maybe Dion, you shouldn't be talking like that because your son is, yeah, he's probably a top 5 quarterback, but it's not overwhelming. He's not a player that you can just
No.
leave on the board and you're gonna lose your job. Like nobody's gonna fire you for not drafting Shadeur Sanders draft day. You know what
I
I mean?
Right.
mean, be honest, he's not Cam.
No, he's not.
No.
He's not Cam Ward. Now, I will say this. I do think this puts him in a situation. I'm gonna tell you one thing I like about Shadeur, and I've said it on our show. I
Mhm.
don't think Shadeur is a great quarterback yet. I
Mm.
do think Shadeur has some great uncoachable. Like you can only get this from being Dion's son or being in a
Right.
system where somebody's pushing you. Like that kid is a winner. I'll give him that. Like he is.
Yeah.
I've never seen him quit. I've seen him make amazing plays, and people say, "Oh," I even criticized him on it and said, "You know, every play a good team." Um, it's a situation where he doesn't look good. Well, Colorado has us 3 playing offensive line. You know what I'm saying? Like they have us 3 playing
Facts.
offensive line. So, that's not a fair assessment. And I feel that same way when I watch Sam Darnold against the Detroit Lions. Like, bro, come on, man. We got our right guard playing this. We got our center playing
Right.
this. That
Mhm.
makes your job harder. But I do think he has some great character, some great traits. I think he can be a really, really good NFL quarterback. And I thought the best situation he could go into was to actually go to a situation where you're going to have to either win the job or sit down and learn. Whether he's going to be humble or not about it, I don't know. That part of it, I talked with my uncle, man, and we were talking when Aaron went to the prom, and I was just like, "It's nothing wrong with being a professional, even if you're confident and cocky, bro. Like,
Right.
it's nothing wrong with walking in the room and actually listening to what a team has to say, even if you don't want to play for the team. You know what I mean? Like, it's nothing wrong with that, but they feel differently, man. Uh, I was gonna ask Drew and Harold, do you feel going forward Dion will be more involved or less involved after this particular lesson that he just got?
I don't think he knows how to not be involved. I think that's gonna. I think until Shador actually says, I'm good. Like I'm a professional now. Because it's like, again, what was the point of the Tamara Hall interview? What was the point of saying that? Even if you and your son had discussed going to certain teams or not playing for certain organizations, what's the point of saying that out loud? That should be inside your camp. You and Shador have a conversation and say, you know what, so I don't think this team's a fit for you. I don't think that team's right for you. There's no reason that has to be said in front of anybody else. Deion's personality to me is so big sometimes it outweighs the game. And I think the fear of most organizations is not just Deion, but everything that comes with Deion. The flashiness, even in Colorado, right? Like you have 37 rappers on the sidelines. Like you got rappers in locker
Yeah.
rooms. So
Yeah.
it's like at a certain point you're losing football. Like this is a show now, and I think
Mhm.
teams don't want what comes with that.
Yeah.
So I think Shador is good enough. I think he will win out at some point that position. But I
Yeah.
think when he does, you got to say, "Dad, I'm good." Because if you don't, I promise you, like teams not gonna put up with that. They
No.
just, I think between the NIL, all the celebrity that came with Colorado, Deion, it's a lot. The boy got it. They put up his NIL deal last year. He made I think 6.3 million, 6.5 million.
Yeah.
Oh, Lord.
I think that alone is not helping. I'm I'm not against NIL, but I think when you give kids $6 million, you creating divas. You creating kids to go into these like to Harold's point. What's the point of not doing the combine? Combine.
Mm.
Like what was obviously there was no benefit to it, but like humble yourself enough to do what everybody else is doing. Just because you're Shadeur, you got a Gatorade commercial, you got a Nike commercial, I think you got a Popeyes commercial.
He
Like
does.
these kids are making so much money so young. It's like they don't feel like they have to work for shit anymore.
Man,
And
wasn't it Will Howard? I'm sorry to cut you off. Wasn't it Will
you could
Howard that ran the 40? He was like the only quarterback. Like
Yeah,
who
it was. You're right, Harold. Yeah, I remember him. I remember looking at that. I'm like,
yeah, he
that's a
ran
kid
the
that's trying to get
40.
drafted right there.
Yeah,
He
he
just
like
won a
up
national
and
you know what I
down
mean?
championship. He
You see
literally
what I'm
just
saying?
won the national championship, and he's out
and
here running the 40.
and that part right there to me is like, yeah, like that's what you do. And like Drew just said, I don't know if you caught it. He was like, along with it comes the the show,
Celebrity.
the
Yeah.
celebrity, the
Yeah,
show.
I caught what he was saying at the end about this. I agree, man.
So it's like with I know with us with Vegas, it's already Vegas. Like
yeah,
we don't
yeah.
we don't need
Right.
a Shador residency. And then like real talk,
Residency.
yeah, real
Right.
real talk. Y'all know how I am. So
Right.
so I I literally said I I wasn't expecting him to go to the fifth round, but for me and being Raider fan, I
Right.
was like, I can't deal with the new Raider fans that are gonna come along with him. So
Mm.
it's gonna be. You see that right there? Let me get a close up. You see that right there? So it's gonna be everybody and their
Right.
mama and their brother trying to put on Raider stuff. And you know me, I've been doing it forever. I'll go and be like, "Yo, bro, you a Raider fan?" Like I'm from Oakland or whatever.
Yeah,
So
Right.
I'll go straight up and ask, like, "Yo, you a Raider fan?" And they be like, bro, I like it just because of the colors." I'd be like, the San Antonio Spurs got the same color.
I bet. Listen, you are the Raider fans are elite. I know from firsthand experience. I went to the beach with Harold during a Raider draft, no preseason game. Drew, it was a
Damn.
preseason damn game. We down there, and he's like, "Yeah, we all just gonna get together, man, and watch the game." Preseason, these dudes that might not even make the team, bro, and it's like 200 people in this bar, bro. They dressed up like it's the game before
It's
the
deep.
playoffs. Like, so
It's deep.
I got a different level of respect for Raider fans, bro. I really
Uh,
do,
Right.
though. Like, so they
so
different. But I mean, we'll see how it plays out as far
yeah,
as
yeah.
Shador and his dad and how everything's gonna work out. I
I
thought it
think
was
it's gonna
very
be
interesting that he ended up going to Cleveland, and that was the team that he said he didn't want his son to play for.
good. Yeah,
I
yeah,
thought that was very interesting, man.
I
I
yeah,
think
thought that
that's
was very
intentional
interesting.
too.
But
yeah.
I think that's
um,
intentional too.
And
well,
like
you know
Drew
what? And
said, he
just to
will
kind of keep
play.
up with the Shador
He will
thing,
make it on the field. He
did
will.
y'all
He
catch
will
the
be the
prank?
starter.
The
I
prank
heard
phone
about
call.
it. I
Yep.
The
heard
prank
about it.
phone
I didn't
call.
hear it, but I heard
Yeah.
about
Okay, we got to talk about this for just a second because I
it.
ain't gonna lie. I got to look now. This goes along with what Drew was trying to make the point earlier, where I feel like the NFL was trying to send a message. Jeff Ulbrich, I think I'm saying his name right.
Yep.
He is the defensive coordinator, I believe, for the Atlanta Falcons. His son somehow gets Shador Sanders' personal
Phone
phone
number.
number, which was
Yep.
only given to GM executives and coaches,
Hmm.
and prank phone calls the man during the draft pretending to be the New Orleans Saints
Right
GM,
back.
and he made it. He made a little comment or whatever. And Harold, you can post the clip, in here and stop it if you want to later on or whatever.
Uh
But
huh.
he issued an apology today via Instagram.
Really?
He issued an apology today via Instagram.
So
The
he
Atlanta
so
Falcons
wow.
chimed in.
So he
And
basically admitted it.
yeah,
But they
no, that's
knew.
video of him doing it. They
Yeah,
released the
they knew.
video. Yeah, they
Oh
released the video,
wow.
and I want to know thoughts on this. Uh, I want to know: do we think that we should be holding Jeff Ulbrich accountable? Are we looking at this situation and saying, "Hey, it's a young kid making a stupid mistake. He didn't hurt nobody. He didn't kill nobody." Like, how do we feel about this shit, bro? Like, because that's just again elephant in the room. It was a white kid calling the black quarterback. I didn't see him calling Will Howard with the prank. So
Right.
I'll just set that as the preface.
What round did he call him in?
He called him
Shit,
in
third,
the third.
third, right? Yeah,
So
Third.
what's that? That's that Friday night, like
That's
when
that
it's
Friday
almost
night,
over.
Friday
yeah,
evening. He
Yeah.
called him early because the Saints, I believe, had two picks kind of
yep.
high in the third round.
Excuse me. So,
Jesus.
yeah, choked me up just now.
Hey, brother, take your time.
Look
Yeah,
here.
please take your
Yeah, I got
time.
I felt some kind of way about that one.
Hey,
Damn.
hey,
Yeah.
hey, hey, this shit is not live. We're gonna post this later. Take your time. Take a minute.
Oh no.
Right.
Hey, look.
It's okay.
So check this.
It's okay.
Hey, so no, that
It's all right.
yeah, that's wild right there. That's definitely inside. I don't know if you find him. I don't know if because it's unprecedented, right?
It's unprecedented. It's
It's never
unprecedented.
happened before. So I think just going forward, they're going to tighten it up. I like the fact that he tried to do damage control right away. It does make it look like that as far as like what Drew was saying, like or like y'all saying, like there's somebody in on something, and
Hmm.
and even if it's not as widespread, then the fact that your child is involved enough or feels that
Right,
he can be involved enough to do that,
Hmm.
that's crazy right there, that you would do that. And like you said, like I said in the beginning, you're dealing with this is a moment where people lives change, right?
Right.
right,
Yeah.
People lives are changing, so you're dealing with it to the point where, yeah, there's a big difference between first and fifth. There's a big difference between third and fifth.
Big
right.
difference.
You know what I mean? But um at the same time, I still just always believe it was written. And what I mean by that with this case is, look, man, we're shocked, but this is what was supposed to happen. It's we're shocked, but in the grand scheme of life and the grand scheme of your your beliefs, it was supposed to happen. Now, where do you go from here? You're going to make the team, and you're going to take the starting role, because guess who doesn't want Joe Flacco? Isn't going to be your starter. Joe Flacco is
No.
on the team because that's your veteran when going into playoff time, just in case.
Hmm.
So Watson, they were cheering when Watson got hurt.
Yeah.
So they don't want Watson. So
Hmm.
really your competition is Kenny Pickett and Gabriel, who came in with you. So Shadeur is going to have his shot right there, fair shot. And if they start stinking it up, you better believe the Cleveland fan base is going to start yelling Shadeur.
Agreed.
So he's going to
Agreed.
be good.
Agreed.
So one,
What you think, Drew?
I think it's some bullshit.
Mm.
Because, and to me, this is where it goes back to what Harold's point initially. I think that Cleveland always planned on getting him, but I think the way they went about it, I think somebody needs to investigate that.
Mm, mm,
So they took two quarterbacks, right? For
yeah.
one,
Yeah.
that didn't make sense to
That's
me.
crazy, right? Yeah.
Two.
So to
Yeah.
take Dylan in the third round, I think they always knew they were going to take Shador. But I think the conspiracy comes in to where they're telling other teams we're going to take Shador because other teams obviously didn't want him. We're going to take
Mm.
him late to get him for nothing. His contract
Mm.
now is worth I think $4.2 million. You took another quarterback 2 rounds higher. And I'm gonna tell you something. At some point, they're gonna cut Dylan. He will become an unrestricted free agent. They're gonna keep Shador for nothing. I think
Mm,
that's the conspiracy piece of it. They waited
yeah,
so long. They knew they wanted him, but let's get him for nothing.
that's a good point, Drew. Damn,
Now
that's a
they got
good
like
point.
now they got 13 quarterbacks. Like,
Well, if we got an offensive line in the quarterback room, ain't
That's what
right?
I'm saying.
I'm saying,
They got to
so,
move the quarterback meetings.
right.
But,
We need a bigger room.
yeah,
But I think that's the bullshit. And as far as that call, fine them. I don't care what you fine them, but
yeah, like
you can't
you
play with
gotta.
nobody.
that was my initial thought process. I agree with both of you. I think you have to find him, and here's my thing about it. As a dad, we're all dads. Um, our kids are gonna do shit that we don't know about. You know what I'm
Right,
saying? Like, I can be honest about the situation as a D coordinator who's probably up and down. It's draft time. He not paying attention to important shit that he leaving around the house. He's not paying
right.
attention to that shit. But this is why you find him, because um that is bad management on your part. You know what I mean? Yeah,
100%.
I don't think you pushed your son to this shit. I don't think you would ever do no goofy shit like this. Your son just made a goofy ass decision. But
Because
they
we
need to
live in a
punish you.
world of
Social
pranks.
media.
Yeah.
Right,
Yeah.
Yeah,
right.
And
prank.
everything.
Yeah,
And I don't think it's the
Everything is a
first
prank.
time this has ever happened in the draft, bro. I heard like somebody did it to Caleb Williams. The difference is everybody knew Caleb Williams was going number one. You
Hmm.
know what I'm
right,
saying? Like he wasn't sitting around waiting on a phone call.
right,
Shadeur was waiting for 2 days for a phone call. You know what I'm saying? So that I feel like the
right.
joke hit a little bit harder than it was supposed to. But I think you got to find him. I think you have to find him, and he don't need to lose his job. Nobody got hurt. Nobody got killed. Some egos got bruised, and it was a cruel prank. But come on, man, it's been worse shit. It's been worse shit. So
Yes.
I don't think you need to spend that much. And I agree with her. I like the fact that they did get ahead of it. Like they was quick with that apology. Like this story
Hmm.
just broke yesterday. That shit was posted this morning when I woke up.
Yeah.
Like apology because he had deactivated his Instagram account and all. So
I tell you what, man. I'm very like, even though, and I'll sit here and I'll don't think that I got something with Shador, all this and that. Yeah, I think as far as some of the moves or some of the decisions to do things, it may not have all been him, but I want to see the best, and I like
Oh
him
yeah,
or whatever. But
yeah,
you
yeah.
know, I think, to me though, and I'm this type of guy. What impress what really got me about him, and what the reason why I say, this is why I rock with Shador, is because through all of this, and through all, like the way that when they flashed to him and seeing it, and he made the speech, and that was hard, man. Like
oh
Oh
yeah,
man.
you got people there for you, and you make that type of speech. Like that's not easy. Like
right,
like, so him doing that, and even when he did get drafted and celebrating that and thanking the organization, I thought that was dope. But through all of this, I still think the spliff star, or whoever you want to call him, the hype man
right,
that needs a shout out is Shiloh, man. Like
Shiloh for
Shiloh
sure.
was
Yeah,
right
Shiloh was
there
a
with
hundred.
his brother. He
Shiloh was
was
a
right
hundred.
there with his brother. I think when they both get to the league,
right.
that pedigree, that Sanders pedigree, is gonna go up another notch. And I think Shiloh is gonna have a decent NFL career.
I
I
think
hope
he
so.
can. Yeah, I
Yeah.
think he can,
I think
and
he's
I
gonna
agree
step
with you.
up a
I
notch.
think that speaks to Deion and how wonderful of a job he did with his boys. That
Yep.
confidence with
Yep.
all that going
Yeah,
on, they stuck together. The sister was there, the family was there. Whether you agree with some of the things that Deion does and outlandish, Deion has been Deion. He's been that way since he played.
Right.
But I know he's raised his boys the right way. That was some real confidence. I agree, Harold. Like that. That was hard. That was hard. One
Yeah.
more thing about the draft before we move on to the playoffs. Um, the kid that got drafted last, I think, to the Buffalo Bills in the first round. I forget his name. I
Mhm.
was super, super impressed with him.
let's
That
check
kid
it.
sat up there and dapped up
Oh, yeah.
everybody that came by. He
Yeah.
was super happy. Not one moment did you see him put his head down, crying, anything. You know what I mean? Complaining. And when he got his number called, he was ready, man. But we got to move on to the playoffs. We got to move on
Cool.
to the playoffs. We'll check back in on the Shador stuff. We had some games today. We got a game going on right now. We had the Pistons and the Knicks, Lakers and Timberwolves. I believe who's playing right now, Drew? Is it
I
Milwaukee
thought
don't
it
play the late. It's Boston and
not the late
Orlando
game,
playing.
or is that tomorrow? Is it? Let me
Boston and
see.
Orlando playing tonight, right?
I think it's tomorrow. Let me check real quick.
Okay.
Oh no, you're right. It's now. Yeah.
Okay. So and then I
Celtics
think the
up
late
46
game is the
43.
okay. The late game is Indiana and the Bucks.
Yep.
Okay. So we all made our picks. And I'll be honest
Trash.
with you, yeah, my picks are looking good except for in two series. But we're gonna talk about the Pistons and the Knicks series. Very controversial call at the end of the game. Tim Hardaway Jr. was apparently fouled by Josh Hart. The Pistons were down what? Two?
One.
One. Down one
One.
point. If they make the call, he goes to the line, he hits 3 free throws, or he gets a chance 3 times to win the game.
Right.
No call was made. Very physical. How do y'all feel about the physicality of these playoffs, and how do you feel about that call? I think every series has been physical, but especially this one. This one has been getting chippy since game one, and I'm interested to hear your thoughts on the call and the physicality of the series.
So to me, the call was bullshit. I like the physicality of it, but I don't like how selective they are with it.
Mm,
It's any jump shooter gets benefit of the doubt. Any jump shooter.
every time.
You can't sneeze at a jump shooter. That's a foul.
Yeah, yeah.
And it's like, and my thing is they can't. They'll say they didn't see it or they missed it. It's 4 seconds left in the game. The ball's in the corner. Every ref should have their eyes on that play, that possession.
Mm-hmm.
So there's no way you miss that if you're looking at it. He's in the corner. First of all, you don't jump at a jump shooter. That's usually automatically a foul anyway, even if they don't see it.
Right. Yeah.
He can tort every time. You can't jump at a. You cannot jump out at a jump shooter. You can jump up. He jumped out.
Yeah. He jumped out. He jumped
So I
out.
don't see how they missed that. And I don't like the ticky tack shit. So like they won't call that, but an offensive player will jump into you and then fall back. That's a foul.
Right.
It's
Yeah.
not consistent enough for me. That's one thing I hate about the league. All the flopping and again, like I can touch your side. Like I can check you, touch your side, foul.
Mm.
But at the same, but I can jump into you apparently when you're shooting the ball and it ain't shit. So it's a bad call, and I don't like the fact that they don't review shit like that. And they'll
Got you.
say, well, they didn't have any challenges left. Some shit should be reviewable. The
Yeah,
last play of the
at some
game,
point, I think the NFL they can call it in from New York and be like, New
yeah,
York wants to review the play. Like somebody in New York need to be reviewing that play because come on, man,
100%.
like that was pretty bad. What you think about it, Harold? Or did you get to see it? Honestly, I
Well,
know you couldn't have got off the
I'm
draft.
glad you asked because I was actually enjoying some of that 70-degree weather
Here we go.
golfing
You're gonna throw
today.
it in my
So
face. You're gonna throw it in
I
my face.
did just now, but you know, but real quick, I do know that the playoffs are going to be a little more chippy. The playoffs are going to be a little more physical. I can deal with the physical. That's what makes you watch. That's when I tune in because I know playoffs they're going to step
Right.
it up. I
Mm,
don't like the fact of when like the other night when they just had the clips of the guy holding Steph's arms. Like I don't like fouls like that. But if you're
Right.
playing physical, then I agree with it. But my thing is this. And like you said, as far as coming from New York or a call or whatever, I personally always thought that because we all know they're going to get more chippy, they're going to get more physical. I always thought it should be a like during playoff time for NBA. I always thought they should add one more referee.
mm, mm. I've never thought about that. I've never
I
thought
don't.
about it. Now, court wise, I don't know how that works as far as like them running up and down. How do they value it? But I don't see how it can hurt you to have an extra ref,
Because it's
kind of
three,
like
right?
as an overseer. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah,
Like
or somebody in the quote unquote booth.
yeah, yeah, you could have a ref in the
Yeah.
booth. You don't even have to have him on the court. Like you could, the ref in the booth should be able to make that play call. I did. I thought it was a bad no call, bro. Like
Mhm.
I'm cool with the physicalness. I've actually enjoyed the playoffs, bro. I said it on
Right.
the front office. I thought it was going to be more physical because at the end of the season, you could see them letting them play more. Like the
Yeah.
Lakers and the T Wolves game
Timberwolves.
has been physical. That series has been physical as hell. That's why the T Wolves winning. It's
Yeah.
because they've been beating their ass up.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think you got to make that call. I thought they made a mistake. A lot of Knicks fans are like, oh, the only people that are happy about that are Knicks fans. Nobody else who watched
Right.
that game thought that guy didn't get fouled. He fouled. It is what it
100%.
is, but you can't catch everything apparently. So the Knicks are up 3-1, looking to close out. That means I believe me and Drew picked Detroit. So we will take that L, and Harold and our missing compadre took the Knicks. We're not going to credit Harold because Harold just took the higher seed in every series, so
Well,
it
that's
doesn't
not working
matter.
in the Lakers series, so
It's not working in the Houston series either, brother. But we don't gonna go
yeah.
time with we ain't gonna go with time with that one. We gonna move on to the Lakers and Wolves. The Lakers are now down 3-1 to the Minnesota Timberwolves after losing a pretty close game today. A little bit of a controversial call at the end, but LeBron clearly fouled him.
Yeah.
Had LeBron's had two great games down in Minnesota. Luca was sick. Whatever they played on Friday night, so it didn't play particularly well. This has been a little bit disappointing for me this series, just because I felt like the Lakers. I knew they had holes and I knew they had deficiencies in that team, but I thought they
Right.
had figured out something, and I was giving JJ the benefit of the doubt as far as being able to figure out something defensively to create to be able to make it competitive, which they have. All the games have been, except for game one, are super competitive, but it's looking more and more like the Timberwolves are just going to be too much for the Lakers to deal with. You're down 3-1. You're going back to LA for game five. I'm not sure they muster up enough to be able to finish them off, because Anthony Edwards today and Nas Reed and the rest of them we got, look, they smell blood. They are going at Luca's neck. Jaden Daniels is talking shit. He's knocking him on the
Yeah.
ground.
Yes.
Get your bitch ass up, which
Yeah.
I think is kind of lame, because why you tough with the white boy? Why don't you get tough with one of the real killers out there? But, neither here nor there. That's some Laker talk.
Talk your shit.
Um, um, how do we feel about the Timberwolves going up 3-1? I know Harold took the Wolves. I believe Drew took the Lakers. It looks like we're
Yeah.
Lakers.
gonna.
I took the
I,
I took Lakers.
Yeah, oh, that's right. Harold, you took the Lakers too. I think we all took the
ha.
Lakers, right? I know Twan took the
Everybody did.
Lakers. Yeah, I think
Mm.
everybody took the Lakers. So we're all losing in this shit. How disappointed, or are we surprised? I'm not really surprised. I think I'm more disappointed.
Yeah, I think they were I think end of the season where we thought they were, we didn't see down 3-1. Like
Yeah,
I didn't see that personally, so I figured they were all good. But at the same time, the look in Ant Man eyes today,
mm, yeah.
it looked like,
It looks scary.
yeah,
It looks
like
scary,
you
but it looked
said,
like there's nothing
they
y'all can do to
smell
stop me.
right. They smell blood, like you can't beat us type look. Um that's my thought on it. Like
Gotcha. Gotcha. What'd you think, Drew?
I'm, I guess, disappointed because I thought this would be a series for one. Like even if the Lakers didn't win it, I thought they would win, obviously. But even if they didn't win, I thought it would be seven.
Yeah. Yeah.
This shit. I think. Well, and I said at the beginning of the series, size. And you
You
remember the
did. I
argument
remember you said that.
was,
You did.
nobody has a traditional big. You don't have to have a traditional big. You have to have a big.
Yeah.
Hayes is he's averaging 4 minutes a game.
Can't stay on the
Why put
floor,
the,
bro. They can't keep him on the floor.
no? And it's like, that's hurting you because the small ball, and Minnesota's a big team.
Yeah, they are.
You literally have two centers on the court the whole time. Nas Reed is the center. He just plays the power forward.
Mm,
It's they're too big for him. They're too young. As good as Luca is, he is a defensive liability. And I'm
yeah.
gonna tell you something. Vanderbilt,
Hey
I could do
man,
what this nigga's
don't do
doing.
Vando, man. Don't you do it, Drew. I know where you going. Don't do
Hey brother, hey, that nigga plays. He plays 7 minutes. We
it.
oh, he got the stat now. He got the
we
stat.
he plays seven. We have the same amount of points. Um,
He's not a scorer, man. He's not a
he's
scorer,
not.
Drew.
And what's hurting him is during the season he was at least good defensively. Minnesota's
Mm,
picking them boys apart. So it's like if you can't defend and you can't score, what good are you?
yeah. No, that's a hell of a point. I think
That
I'm
boy,
disappointed. I agree.
that I think had 0 points. Like,
I will say
brother,
this though. How about say this? How about this? Do you still think it can go 7? See, the reason why I'm disappointed is because I feel like the Lakers can still push it to 7. You
I
you
do
have
too.
the talent to push it to 7.
That's
The problem
funny.
is, bro, y'all old team. Y'all don't have
Yes.
y'all older team. Even if you push this to 7 and find a way to win, well, then next up is another killer. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I,
yeah.
I don't know if LeBron's body can hold up that long. I mean, listen, LeBron was great in Minnesota. Like he was amazing, honestly. Like he
Right.
made a really dumb pass inbounds that ended up being an and one and ended up going up one, but he
Right.
kind of carried him. I thought Luca carried him, Reeves carried him. Do we think if it goes? Do we think it can at least still go 7?
Like you said, if it goes 7, what do they have left in the tank?
Yeah. Dang,
I
shit.
think it'll go 6. I don't see 7. They require too much from LeBron in
Yeah.
losses. Like he's putting up
Stupid
numbers.
numbers, bro. Stupid numbers, though. Crazy numbers, though.
He's legitimately one of top 2 players on, and it's like in the series. And like Luka's been good, but when I tell you, it's like Luka will score, but they are picking on him defensively. So it's like, and they switch on him every time.
Yeah.
So
They
he's
definitely are going at him, like picking at him for sure.
on every possession. So I don't know if they got to come up with something where they're not switching, don't take the switch, or a zone.
Mm.
That man shit, because I promise you, they are Luka look like me out there. I'm telling you,
Yeah,
like
they had a disadvantage. They had a
with the
different disadvantage
with
when
a
you're trying
bad
to man.
Achilles.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. I will say I hope JJ Redick figures it out. But even if they go down and they end up losing 4-1, which I wouldn't be surprised, I don't
Mhm.
think this is a disappointing season for JJ Redick. I
No.
think a
No,
lot of people are
not
gonna
at all.
say, "Oh, he didn't do no better than Darvin Ham." Well, yeah, kind of he did. You know what I mean? Like the complexity of the team changed mid-season. Like nobody
Yeah,
had Luka Doncic on their bingo radar going to the Lakers. You know what I'm saying? Like
Mhm.
nobody had that happening. So I think even if they lose, I think they got something to build on. I think LeBron will come back next year. They'll get some roster flexibility probably. But dude, can the Wolves make a run, Drew? I was looking at them today. I'm like, these niggas might be able to make a run.
so who would they have in the second round?
Because the
Like,
Minnesota is the 6th seed, so they would
yeah,
go. They wouldn't get OKC because the Warriors win in against Houston. The
that's gonna be a
Warriors get
series.
the lower seed. I mean the higher
Uh,
seed.
higher seed.
So OKC would
Uh,
have to go. I mean, the Warriors would have to go play OKC, and then the winner of the
Timberwolves would
Timberwolves.
probably shit, and Denver came alive.
Bro, I think Minnesota can beat either one of them, bro.
I
I'm for
think
real. I think they can beat either one of them and get back to the Western Conference Finals.
I think they're talented enough. I don't trust them for whatever reason.
Mm,
Denver, it's just when Denver comes alive, it's just
it's bro.
it's,
That fucking loud play yesterday.
nigga.
Whew. I
It was
covered. I covered.
literally
That
two
counted as a
seconds left.
rebound. Aaron Gordon. I had him for 6 rebounds. Tied it up. Gave me a push for
He does some shit.
that. Yeah. Yeah.
It's when they on all cylinders and the Joker is putting up 30 plus. They hard to beat because he gonna get Gobert in the foul trouble. Reed can't hold him. It's
Mm-mm.
just it's too many mismatch. Well, at the center position, Joker's just too good. Like
I guess I was looking at the guard play. It worried me how inconsistent Jamal Murray is right now. And I'm
I
like, if you
agree.
come in there fucking around with Ant-Man like that, boy, you're gonna get cooked. He is gonna
So
cook you, bro.
only thing with that, they'd have Aaron Gordon on him, and they would have Alexander probably guarding Jamal, or oh boy, what
McDaniels.
you
I can
talking
see
about?
McDaniels on Jamal.
McDaniels on Jamal,
Yeah.
but they're gonna put Aaron Gordon on. So I don't. I think it'd be a good series, and yeah, I do. I think they can beat him. Yes, 100%.
Yeah.
If the Joker averages 30 anything, no.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, if you
Uh,
let the Joker get crazy. But now we have to remember it was a different team. Minnesota did beat them last year in the playoffs, but it was a
yes.
different team. They had Cat, they
Mhm.
had different weapons. Randall, I gotta give a shout out to Julius Randall, man.
He's been balling.
No, he's been balling the whole series. He's
I
been
can't
balling the
take it
whole
from
series.
him.
I think he's been an impact player in that
100%.
particular series. I think if they win, you have to point at the play of Julius Randle. Like he's been amazing all season.
And to your point, I think if they get Denver, if you get this Randall, I think they
You
can beat them because
Yeah,
you have
and
to guard him
and
at this
I
point.
guess that's kind of what I'm looking at, Drew. Like if you play like this against Denver
Yeah,
after they finish beating each other up with the Clippers,
right.
hey, bro. And I would love to see OKC and Minnesota in the Western Conference Finals. That is a Western Conference Finals
Hey,
I will be
brother,
tuned in for every single game.
every
And I'm
game
not knocking
I'm
the
talking about.
Warriors. They might pull it off, but I don't know. I don't know if they can beat OKC.
Mm, mm.
Hey, this OKC team is the best team I've seen in a long time. And
Until
again, I
you
don't know
look
if
at
they'll win
Boston,
anything.
I don't give a
Well,
damn.
in the West, I'll say that in the
Oh, okay.
West.
I'm about to say, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been a lot of
No,
people talking crazy about Boston, boy. Hey, listen, y'all better shut the hell up. That is the best team in the NBA, dog.
Mhm.
when Boston plays like Boston, they're unbeatable.
They're unbeatable,
What
bro.
what
They are
confused me was
unfucking
this:
beatable.
they lost the other night. No, I'm sorry, they won the other night without Tatum. Then Tatum came back and they lost. How the fuck?
And he had a huge game, but I thought they was fucking
Yeah,
around. I thought you got to give Orlando credit. I thought they fought hard and they played
they
well and
did.
they defended well. That's what. And to Twan's point, I know he's not here, but he was making a point about Banchero. This is what bothers me about Banchero, and this is why I'm not high on him, bro. You have to do something else but score. You have to
Yeah,
like that's your team. You're too big, you're too athletic, you're too good to not affect the game on the other side. And I ain't even talking about defensively. I mean, bro, go grab 15 fucking rebounds. That's what your team needed. You know what I'm saying? And when he did it, they won.
yeah. It pissed me off because I played that nigga for uh for re- for
Hold
rebounds
on.
and
Let,
assists.
let me get it one more time.
Yeah, I played that nigga for yeah.
What was the line, Drew? I just need to know. I just need the line,
It
bro. What did you take?
was 14 rebounds and assists.
And he didn't get it.
The nigga got like 7.
And they won though, right? This is the game they won.
Yeah, they won. I don't like that shit though. Like, brother, because every game before that, 13 rebounds, 12
Yeah.
rebounds, 5 assists.
Very inconsistent on the boards. Very
And they got
inconsistent.
got 7 total.
And I guess when Tuan was talking about top 5 MVP holder, that's who I wanted the top 5. A guy who's doing everything, even if you lose it. Cade Cunningham to me will be a top 5 MVP candidate before Banchero because Cade does everything. I mean, he
If
does every fucking thing, bro.
I don't know what that team needs. If they get one more piece, Cade's a beast. I don't know
Man,
if it's a
dog.
2 guard.
He
Cade is
just
a
he's just a
beast,
big he's just a big tall light skinned nigga with the ball. I don't even call him point guard no more, bro. Like they just move him wherever the fuck.
brother. That nigga like Cade different, man.
Yeah, he's
And
different.
damn near
He's
triple
different.
double every game.
That's crazy. That's crazy. Anything we need to get off our chest before we get out of here, Harold? I know it was a big weekend for the draft, man. Anything burning inside, pause, that you know what I mean need to get off your chest.
Motherfucker.
Nah, man, it was a great weekend for me. We move on to, of course it was exciting. It was surprising, shocking. Only thing that topped it this weekend was the fact that Drew showed up to the show with a vest on.
Oh, Brian, listen, brother. I was trying to stay
Hey,
away from the
brother.
dress, man. I was trying to stay away from
Hey,
it.
brother.
Hey,
Hey,
but he
it's been
clean,
it's been a
man.
long day. It's been a long
He
day.
clean. He clean. I
Hey,
done
he's
seen a lot of
clean,
suits this
man.
weekend. I
Oh
done seen a
yeah.
lot of suits this weekend.
Oh
My
yeah, but
son.
nah.
Oh, your son was fresh.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah. It was a big
Son
weekend
was
for the
fresh,
Cameron
man.
household, man. He
Oh
did
yeah.
great. Yeah, everybody
Yeah.
showed up. It was
Prom
amazing.
25.
Prom 25, man. Drove the double R. Excuse me, he was chauffeured in the Rolls Royce. Him and his date.
Nice.
That was crazy. Sometimes you gotta
Nice.
pop out and show niggas.
Okay. That's what they say.
Yeah.
talk
Okay.
that
That's
talk
what they
and
say.
talk that
Hey.
talk polo.
Yeah.
Sometimes you gotta pop out and show
Hey.
niggas. Now, shout out to my
Yeah.
homie Gary. He's been my friend since like the 6th grade, where he
Yeah.
family didn't charge me a dime, man. He's like, look,
Oh,
I'm
beautiful,
chauffeuring.
beautiful.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm taking him.
Yeah.
I'll make sure the car gets cleaned up, man. That was all him. His mom did an amazing job with the decor and everything. It was great,
Yeah.
man. So
Yeah. Yeah. But look,
it was
Gary,
fun.
I got some things coming up too. You could drive me around as well.
Where you going to Lowe's, nigga?
I was about Home Depot, brother. I'm a Home Depot type guy, except if Lowe's trying to put that money out.
Oh, okay.
That's
So it's
Otherwise,
funny.
all about the money.
yeah.
Deion,
Otherwise, I'm a Home Depot fella.
for sure, man.
Catch me every Saturday morning,
Lord
That's
Jesus,
funny.
out there with
6:30
Rob, ain't it?
a.m. Yeah, out
Washed.
there with Rob. Wash.
Say less, man. Well, listen, man, it's been the hot seat. Make sure y'all click the like, subscribe, share. Click on the notification button so whenever we drop an episode, you will get your content first. Polo, Drew, Harold, Twan, hope you feel better, brother. Peace.
All right,
Peace.
fellas.